Hello and welcome to another update. I wanted to talk about being a first home buyer and getting your deposit together, because there is so much pressure at the moment saying how hard it is. It's almost impossible for people to buy their first home now. But the good news is that interest rates and borrowing for investors has just got a little bit harder, but it's got easier for first home buyers. And I don't think there's ever been a better time now to spring and get yourself into your first home. One of the things that I find is most compelling when working, currently I'd be working with about 3 dozen first home buyers, mostly children of clients of mine. I'm going to call them children, they're adult children. But the difference lies in the budgeting. We're pretty stringent with budgeting. I find the difference is when I meet with these young couples, I find the meeting is 75% pep talk and 25% structure. Today I met with the most gorgeous young couple, 21 and 26 years of age. Together, between them, they've saved $8,000. Now, you might think as a professional it's not worth my while seeing people like that. Well, let me tell you, that's not the case, because they've both got jobs and they're both still living at home saving, and they really didn't know how much they could borrow, how much they needed to save, whether it was 5, 10, 15, 20% deposit. So when I finished the meeting and I walked them to the door, it was an entirely different feeling, because they left with a plan that if they stick to the plan we've given them, they will be in their first home for about $530,000 in 12 to 24 months' time. They've got to save between them $70,000. And when they first walked in the door, they sat down and said, we can save about $600 to $1,000 a month. Well, when they walked out of the door, they're saving $2,200 a month on my budget. Now, what's the difference? The difference is that they're going to forego expensive haircuts. They're going to forego having their nails done every week. They're going to forego some of the fast food outlets that they go to. They're going to forego some expensive nights out with friends. In other words, they're going to have a big dose of financial anorexia for 2 years. But here's the thing. At 21 and 26, there's going to come a point when you're going to want to have children. You've got to get your deposit saved into your home. No doubt you'll need some renovations done. And then you'll want to do some family planning. So the sooner you start and the more you're willing to tighten the belt, the better the chances. And we budgeted down to the cent, literally down to the cent. So we looked at their income coming in and we went through every single possible area that they'd have to spend money in. We agreed what they did and didn't need to spend, could or couldn't spend. We locked it in, printed the budget, they've signed off on it, and they have left so happy. In fact, I heard them giggling up the lane as they left. They just didn't imagine that they could be in a home in 2 years' time. So, as I've said to you many times before, our financial behaviours are set by the time we're 8 years of age. If you haven't grown up in a household where you've got very tight fiscal policy, you need to learn it. It's like anything, you can override behaviour that you've grown up with learnt behaviour. So no matter what age and stage you are, if you're trying to get your first home under your belt, don't hesitate to give me a call. Contact Olivia on 9500 8000. It's a 2 to 3 hour appointment. We'll have the mortgage broker attend and you will leave with a plan. So it's not all bad news out there. Just in closing, I read an interesting article that was published in the Courier Mail last weekend, saying that Queenslanders are saving more money for their first home than any other state in Australia. Why is that? Are they under less social pressure? Is it that properties are cheaper so they feel more optimistic? I'm not sure, but they're saving on average $100 a week more than the southern states. So if you want to plan, let's get a budget. A little dose of financial anorexia goes a long way for a couple of years and you'll be in your first home. Take care and thanks for listening.